with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me. I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili from young OG.
Make some noise! Gabriel Gomez in the house!
Into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.
I got you, man. What's up, fam? How we doing tonight, man? Yeah. Y'all ready to take a journey with me? Y'all ready to take a journey? Hey, we together tonight on this one, man. Shoot, it's always funny playing words when I tell people I do stand up, you know? All right, we got that one out of the way, man. Shoot. All right, so I'm going to take you guys on a little journey, man. We're going to do this backwards tonight. Normally, you come in and you start with the jokes, and you end with the stories. But tonight, I'm going to start with the stories and end with the jokes. So get comfortable. Let's take a smooth takeoff on this part I call the never-ending story bit. All right? Yeah. Because it's a long-ass story, right? Now, this story has an introduction, all right? Now, my name is Gabriel Gomez, for those who don't know, and for those who can't read, my name is Gabriel Gomez. Yeah, I was born in East LA in the summer of '82. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'm in a wheelchair from a motorcycle accident that happened October 30th, 2003. Although most people just have the audacity to assume that I got shot. I mean, well, I got shot on my motorcycle, which led to the accident. But it was the accident that put me here. No, I didn't get shot. Clear the record, I did not get shot. Now, this story starts 7 years later to the day, October 30th, 2010, with the first chapter I like to call The Time That I Quit Cocaine. The first time. All right. All right, now look, it's 2010. It's 2010, Halloween night. And me and my girlfriend at the time, we went to a Halloween party, right? And she was a sexy policewoman in fishnet stockings and heels, handcuffs, the whole nine. And I was a prison inmate in a wheelchair like Hannibal Lecter, all right? Yeah, man, and we went to this party, and it was off the chains, all right? I'm telling you. I mean, Santa Claus showed up with a sack full of cocaine from the North Pole or wherever, from Colombia or Mexico or wherever. But this party was lit, all right? And we had a good time, man. When we go home, right? I start driving home, and we make it home safe and sound. Now, look, I'm not a doctor, all right? And I do not condone the use of drugs. But if you are drunk off your ass and you have to drive home, do some cocaine. All right, no, so look at. So we make it home safe and sound, right? We make it home safe and sound. And we start having sex while doing more cocaine. And I'm talking that crazy sex, all right? I'm talking that handcuff sex. Although handcuffing me is kind of pointless, because I'm not going nowhere, you know. But I'm a role player, right? Prison inmate, man. I'm a role player. So let me tell you, man. The cocaine that night was so good. I'm sorry. I mean the sex was so good. The sex was so good that we literally got into a physical fight in bed. No, I'm telling you, I must have said something because her anger went from 0 to 100 real quick. All I can remember, we were like in a real brouhaha, man. All I remember is like I had her against the ropes, right? And then she gained the upper hand by she grabbed me by the legs and she. Okay. She grabbed me by the legs and she pulls me off the bed to the floor. To where I'm like, oh, that sucks because I can't get up now. Like, I thought this was going to be a fair fight, you know what I mean? So I go for her legs, man. Try to bring her down to my level. Yeah, but she did what I couldn't do, and she kicked me off her. But when she kicked me with her heel, right, dead center at the top of my head, and I started leaking blood. Like, I don't mean bleeding, I mean leaking. Like I was in a pool of my own blood. And I don't know if cocaine causes bloodlust, but that's when things really got crazy. Because then she went and grabbed a bat by my door. Now, why I had a bat? I don't know. I don't play baseball, but she comes back with his bat and she says the one thing you don't want to hear an angry, coked out girlfriend say. She says, I'm going to kill you and then I'm going to kill myself. Now, if she would have just said, I'm going to kill you, I would have probably been like, man, this bro's tripping. But when she followed it with, and then I'm going to kill myself, I was like, oh, shit, Gabriel, you're going to die tonight. I'm like, that's the crazy girl anthem, you know what I mean? You hear those words, you're in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, but I kept my cool, man. I kept my cool. I mean, it probably was the cocaine, but I kept my cool. Like, because, see, I watched a lot of movies, right? And I couldn't help but to think of the movie Goodfellas. I remember when Henry Hill woke up with his wife holding a pistol to his face. I played that scene verbatim. I was like, but baby, I love you. Put the bat down. And she did. She snaps out of it. She puts the bat down. And she comes in and she gives me a hug. And it all seemed to be over. But I panicked and I put her in a headlock. And I started yelling. I started yelling for my roommate, Louie, get down here. This crazy bro's trying to kill me. You know what I mean? Now, when she realized I tricked her, she starts breaking free, and because of all the blood, she slips out pretty easy, yo. So I yell for Louie again. She goes for the bat. She comes back. She hits me in the stomach while she poked me with a bat. I didn't feel it anyway. But then she draws the bat back and says, now shut the fuck up or I'll kill you. 6'7", man. What would you have done in my position? Oh, you'd have been dead. That's it. You got to think fast. You got to think fast in these positions, yo. You got to think fast. You know what I mean? But I did the only logical answer to do in this position. I shut the fuck up. But when she leave, I'll be talking again. Smoke it. No. Now look it. Now look at Louis didn't hear me. He was passed out drunk upstairs, right? This was a healthy home. But his girlfriend did hear me. So she comes downstairs to check on things, right? She comes downstairs, knock on the door, find out how we doing. Now look at my girlfriend was hotter, right? She was 5'2", $112. She had a smoking body. She answers the door, naked, covered in blood, holding a bat in her hands, coked out, and ever so calmly says, everything is fine. We're just having a little argument, okay? Now that's a terrifying sight to most people, right? That's like horror movie stuff, right? But for the few of you that are slightly turned on right now, y'all, we're in the same boat, man. I don't know what some of these crazy girls gets my juices flowing, man. I'm getting a chub right now just talking about it. Nah, man, but I love passionate women, yo. I love passionate women. I don't like calling them crazy. I call them passionate. It's exciting. I mean, not that part, but it's like my last girlfriend, right? My last girlfriend was so passionate, man. She was so passionate that wanted to get to know me so deeply that one time during sex, she wanted me to pee on her, yo. Hey, man, like, and I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So I poured my catheter on her instead. Yeah, it was a little awkward. It was a little awkward because she told me she wanted me on her. Like, so it was an awkward couple days, man. Messed up, you know what I mean? I told you we were going to take a smooth takeoff. Yeah, so cocaine was pretty easy to quit, I ain't going to lie. I mean, after that, right? But heroin didn't let me go so easily, man. No, man. I remember when I started using heroin, I talked myself into doing it for economical reasons. I was like, pain pills cost 3 times as much. I could save a lot of money. You know, addicts always have genius ideas, right? So my plan was I'm just going to use for 6 months. And then I'm going to quit cold turkey. And I did. No, I did. I quit cold turkey. 6 years later. Yeah. No, man, but I remember when I did, yo, I had to lock myself in a room. I had to lock myself in a room with the drugs in bed with me. Man, it was like the octagon. I was like, either I'm beating you or you're beating me. One of us is walking out of here. You know, I like to talk to my drugs. But when I realized that none of us was walking out of there, I just got so high that night, man. No, I didn't. And after 3 days of no food, no water, begging God for strength, man, I left that room, flushed him down the toilet, and I never used heroin again, man. This Tuesday will be 8 days clean. No, man. Yo, no, I quit, yo, like summer of 2019, man, right before the pandemic. With the second chapter I like to call Moving On. You see, because, again, I'm from East LA. I grew up all my life. I lived there. But in 2020, when things started going off the rails and the world flipped upside down, I moved to Huntington Beach. Yeah, man. Because I knew when they started shutting everything down, I knew one thing. Follow the white people. Hey, man, and it don't get no whiter than Huntington Beach, let me tell you, man. And they sell sunscreen everywhere. I knew those shelves would stay stocked. But it's cool down there, man. It's like they accept me because, like, I have their eyes. No, man, no, I'll tell you. If you have blue eyes, you could have any color skin and walk into a room full of Nazis. And as long as you maintain eye contact, you'll confuse them. Because they'll think, man, I hate his skin, but his eyes, they make me feel so at home. You know? And then I'll start preaching them. And there will be a new superior race. One with the dark skin and the blue eyes. And the German wheels. You know, because like all wheelchairs be made by Mercedes. Having them will be like a level of status. I'll be like, what, you still walk? I got my white slave pushing me around. Oh, okay. I don't know where to go with this now, man, after comparing myself to Hitler. But I learned a lot living amongst the whites. Let me tell you, I learned a lot. You see, one thing I learned is that these people are the real travelers, man. They are travelers. Let me see. Let me find a. Let me see. Man, there's a lot of white people in here. Where they all go? Yeah. Fucking. I forgot we're in Bellflower. My bad. Yo. All right, my man's rare. Where's the nicest place you visit?
Nicest place?
Yeah. All right, wrong guy. I chose the wrong guy. Normally they have answers, right? Like, look, I'll be at a coffee shop at a random place, right? Talking to white people, and they're like, you can't raise your hand, sir. This is not a class. But like, look at. No. Nobody cares where island you went to. All right. So look at. Normally I'll be at a coffee shop, right? I'll be at a coffee shop talking to random white people. And they'll be like, oh, I was in Dallas last week, or my nephews were in Europe this summer, or we're going to New York. I'm like, man, you people travel. I miss the whitest person in front of me. All right, so, I'm like, you guys get around, man. Because I'm telling you, man, you go to the hood, you don't hear about people traveling too much. If you go to the hood and you ask somebody where you been, you'll hear answers more like, well, I've been to Centinela. I've been to Tehachapi. I've been to Delano. Been to By the way, these are prison cities. Yo, man, that's the way some people go to get around is on a prison bus. You know what I mean? That's the only way some families get to go on vacation. Like, we're gonna go visit Daddy in Arizona. It's hot, you know. No, man, but there's hella nice people there, too. I'm telling you. When they take their hoods off, they're super nice. No, these are really, really nice people out there. No. Look, no. Like, I was in Newport Beach, right? And I was doing a set. And somewhere in the parking lot, I dropped my car keys. And I didn't know, right? And I got a nice car. All right, so I dropped my car keys, and I went inside. Some random man finds my car keys in the lot. Goes through the entire parking lot, hitting the alarm, trying to figure out which car it belongs to. Now, in my mind, this is criminal behavior. But But he finds my car, writes down the license plate number, goes into the club, and gets on the microphone and says, does anybody have the car with the license plate? And I was like, yeah, that's my car. Then he just comes up to me and gives me my keys and just says, rednecks are good people. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that shit was wild to me, man. I don't know about y'all. Like, I dropped my phone in LA once, and that sucker went for ransom, you know what I mean? I was, like, on the phone negotiating a price to get my phone back, talking about a meeting location where the switch would happen. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It's pretty wild. Now, on the flip note, what brought me out there is a little more serious. So bear with me. But what took me out there was me losing. On July 2nd, 2020, all right, my dad decided to check out from this reality. And he left me a few things. He left me some money to move on. He left me a voicemail that I did not listen to for a year. He left me his autobiography that he wrote his past couple months that I did not read for a year. And when he left, I didn't know what to do. So like Forrest Gump just got up and went running. I just got up and went pushing. I mean, I didn't get up. I just went pushing, you know. And as I'm pushing, I'm like, well, I did a mile, then 3, then 6, then 7. Like, maybe I should do a marathon. So I was training for this marathon. It took me 9 to 10 months to do this marathon, 26.2 miles. It was the hardest thing I ever did. I ended up doing it on the 1-year anniversary. And I went to his grave after the marathon, the hardest thing I ever did. And I listened to his voicemail for the first time. Now look at my life. My dad, you had to earn every inch, man. It was nothing. He was very, you know what I mean? Very competitive. So I never heard the words, I'm proud of you, in my whole life. Like, I didn't hear those, and I was fine. I understood. But for the first time on my dad's grave, my dad told me, I heard he was telling me before he left, and he said, I'm proud of you. And, like, the timing of this is just insane, right? Like, God's timing is perfect. So, like, after this, I read his book. A lot of people liked it. I got it published. And you can buy this book, man. It's on Amazon. It's called A Punk from East LA. And if you buy this book, all the proceeds go to a very special foundation. No, all the proceeds go to me, so I hope you buy the book, you know what I mean? Yeah, again, that's A Punk from East LA, yo. You can buy it on Amazon, iBooks, and Barnes and Nobles, you know what I mean? You know, no. So I did a marathon without running. A few weeks later, I jumped out of a plane without jumping. Actually, I was more thrown out like a dead body. I mean, I was attached to a live body, so it all worked out, you know what I mean? Published the book without writing one. And the following year, I started doing stand-up without the ability to stand up. And now I'm performing at the stand-up, yo. Only God got that kind of sense of humor, you know? I mean, God and Alanis Morissette, right? Because isn't that ironic, don't you think? Yeah. Which leads me to the third chapter that I call, answering the question. Why did you start comedy, or how did you start comedy? It's a question many comedians get asked. So again, I'm going to tell y'all tonight. I'm going to tell y'all how the whole thing kicked off. Okay? Because like many great things and disastrous things, they start over a woman, you know? And my tale is no different. Because like I was with this girl, right? And she kept telling me that I needed to do this, that I need to go on stage. She would take me to clubs, tell me you need to do that. She would be like, you're the smartest and funniest person I know. She was a very intelligent woman. So you know, so like during this time, no, look at last month, July 2nd will be 3 years that I've been doing comedy. And yeah, 3 years. And this is Mission Impossible number 3. So I've been doing one a year, growing and learning and getting better. But 3 years and 2 months ago, I was briefly engaged to a beautiful 35-year-old blonde white woman who just so happened to be a millionaire with a mansion off the Sunset Cliffs in San Diego. No, I'm for real. This can't even make this up. Now I met this woman online, right? And we hit it off instantly. I mean, like, we started video chatting all week. And I mean, the first time we talked was on Valentine's Day, 2022. And we talked for hours. And I had never talked to a woman who just loved everything about me. I mean, I later found out she was high as a kind of mushrooms that night. But like, I never done mushrooms, so I couldn't tell the symptoms, you know what I mean? I just remember I kept looking at the phone like, is this real? Like, did this girl just say she loves my name? Like, I mean, like, I love my name, but like, I never got pussy from it, you know what I mean? So like, so we keep chatting the whole week, right? Now look, she lives in San Diego, I live in Huntington Beach. She comes up to see me, and after only 2 hours of being with one another, an intense 2 hours, but only 2 hours, she tells me, I've never had such a strong connection with somebody, and I know you're the one I want, and I want you to live with me. Now, hindsight, some might call that a red flag. But my ego is like, nah, man, you're just that good. You know what I mean? Shoot. Yo. 2 hours with you would change anybody's life, right? So look at the next day I tell her on the phone, I'm like, no, look, I don't know about all this moving in stuff, but I'll go spend the weekend with you, see how things go. She tells me, well, I'll pack a lot of things because you're not leaving. I was like, hey. Yo, she kind of reminded me of that redhead from Wedding Crashers, because I'll find you. Hey, but we already know I like crazy. I was intrigued. Let's go see this kooky broad, right? So I go, and sure enough, I didn't leave. I just came back out the rest of my things. Now, I kept my apartment in Huntington Beach, but I moved into a mansion in Sunset Cliff, San Diego, for the most insane 4 months of my life. Now, look, I was a heroin addict from East LA, yo. And you know what I mean? I'm waking up with massage, acupuncture, and it was nothing but like sex, laughter, and fine dining with this woman. It was just rolling faster than everything started. She wanted to get married. Like, we were supposed to get married at the San Diego courthouse, but the only reason we didn't is because COVID pushed back all the dates. So she plans a Coronado Hotel wedding. I'm talking to people, I'm supposed to jump out of a plane at the altar. This is like fairyland, right? This is crazy. And things just kept getting better and better as time kept going. Like, I'm like, this can't be real. At some point in time, things have to go down, right? Like, I just didn't expect at the top of the hill for her to push me down and let me go. But yo, life's a learning lesson, right? Life's a learning lesson. 3 months in, after she flies me back first class from the East Coast meeting her family, she tells me, I think it's time for you to give up your apartment and fully move in, fully commit. So like, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, wow, why am I just wasting rent, right? So, I mean, so I'm like, yeah, all right. But there's a small voice in my head going, like, no, Gabriel, run. You know? I guess my subconscious doesn't know I'm paralyzed. But like. And then David Goggins always has a room in my head yelling at me, stop being a bitch, you know, take an island, burn your boats, motherfucker. Hoorah. And I'm like, who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, so I move in, right? I move in. I break my lease, and I go, and not even 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. Now look at. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me finish. Not even 2 weeks. When we get back from a Santa Barbara trip, that didn't go out. Now look, it's all good times, right? We never really had any real tests. So it was a bad trip. Okay, one of these bad, not good end trips. We come back the very next day, she tells me, Gabriel, I'm very sorry. I hope you forgive me. But I made a huge mistake. Is there any way you could be gone in 2 weeks? And I was like, what? Like, you couldn't tell me this last week when I had a place that you told me to leave? She's like, I didn't know last week. I'm sorry. I'm like, well, sorry, don't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. You know what I mean? Hey, I burned all my boats. You know what I mean? Like, no, but I like, hey, no. I pride myself in being the type of man that doesn't worry. All right. I'm always like, man, things always work out. God is in control. So I tend not to worry. But I ain't gonna lie, I was worried. I was like, this shit ain't gonna work out. Like, I don't know what's going on, God. This ain't the plan. You know what I mean? You found a hand on the wheel. So I'm like, man, I called my manager. My place is gone. All right. And there's no new apartments available in the near future. It took me 3 months to find that place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got credit, yo. I'm a complex individual. I drive a Maserati and I got D9 for a Target card. All right. So I just plan on couch surfing at my brother's until I get back on my feet. I mean, figuratively. You know what I mean? 2 days before I gotta go, my manager calls me and tells me, I don't know, man, God must really love you and look out for you, because at the last minute, the people that were moving into the apartment behind your old one, they backed out of their agreement at the last minute, and the place is yours. You're talking about the clouds parting, the sun shining, the Simpsons, the whole thing. God is in control. And I was like, so I, you know what I mean? And I know what y'all thinking. I did not send two very large men to threaten these people not to move in, right? Because God sent them. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No. So look at it. I moved back to Huntington Beach. You know what I mean? And I start comedy, and you know what I mean? Because success is the best revenge, right? You just work hard and, you know what I mean, try to prove. I don't blame any of my exes for any of the things that didn't work out. I'm old school, man. I believe it's the man's fault. Man, if you're the captain of the ship, you know, it's the captain's fault when the ship goes down, right? So take ownership and all that. I mean, unless the woman's in charge of the relationship, then in those cases, I still blame the man. Because, like, why would you give up rank? You know what I mean? Like, General don't come back from war and say everybody died because Lieutenant said she was taking over, you know. Like, we put you in charge, man. And I know I sound like a caveman in this day and age, but I believe God made man, then he made woman, and I just believe his words are timeless. But pressing on to the last chapter of this tale, coming back, right? Now, comedy don't pay nothing when you're starting, man. You got to pay comedy, right? And I'm investing everything I have into what I do, and I'm very passionate about what I do and what I believe. So I started thinking, like, and inflation and rent started skyrocketing. I'm like, damn, I lived on my own for quite some time, thank God. But I started thinking, like, man, maybe it's time I jump back in the roommate game. You know what I mean? So the last chapter is called The Roommate because I'm a genius when it comes to naming chapters. But anyways, all right, look at it. So look at it. I come back at the beginning of last year, and I'm like, I put my feelers out into the World Wide Web. I'm like, roommate wanted. And I get quite a few replies. And a lot of replies from women. I'm like, oh, I guess comedian in a wheelchair seems non-threatening. Right? So I started thinking, like, well, why not get a girl roommate, right? And the more replies I get, I'm like, well, if I got my options, why not get a hot girl roommate, right? Like, men love setting themselves up for failure, right? It's like, let me hire the sexy secretary and wind up in human resources. But, like, sure enough, no. So look at, I got a bite. Attractive woman comes by and checks on my place. She wants to move in. Now, she's coming from Vegas. She don't got a job at the moment. She leaves the first month rent cash on the table even before I say yes. Now, as we know, I'm not very good at spotting red flags. So I go, I agree, let's give this a trial run. 3 weeks into her living there. We're in the kitchen just chopping it up. And I say, so I know you don't have a job at the moment, but, like, how do you get money? Probably a conversation we should have had before she moved in, right? But she showed up in a skirt and threw cash on the table. It was like a magician. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? So she tells me, she's like, well, I have a handful of men I go on dates with for money. And I was like, an escort? What are the odds? My first roommate in 10 years is a hooker. I'm like, this is crazy, right? I was like, no. So immediately a thought bubble appears next to me. And it's of them porn videos where the girl gets out of the shower and answers to her landlord, like, I'm a little short on the rent this month. Is there anything I could do to make things right? You know, as I'm thinking this, a grin starts coming on my face. But then I realize that I'm still talking to her and I probably look creepy. So I shake it off. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. Yeah, and I want to call bullshit on all those porn videos, right, man? Because that shit didn't ever happen. Like, not even close, all right? And I live at ground zero, man. I live with a pro. And I never had a hint of that rent fantasy sex. I mean, she slept with me for free. But, like, I wanted the vulnerable, needy, I'm into buying sex, right? Yeah, that didn't happen. 3 months into her living there. For the first time, she's late on the rent. So I go to her door, right? I'm like, yo, what's up with this rent, man? I need to pay this rent. And she's like, oh, I don't have enough in my account right now. I'm a little short. And I'm like, shoo, you better go out there and get that rent. And immediately I was like, wait a minute, Gabriel, did you just become a pimp? You know? I was like, whoa. Like, I'm not a pimp, all right? I'm not a pimp. This is where it started getting blurry, right? Because I was like, man, I I don't know if I could just sit by and turn a blind eye to all this anymore, you know? I mean, like, I can sit by, right? But, like, turning the blind eye part started to affect me. You know what I mean? So I had to tell her, I'm like, look, man, I'm sorry. Like, I hope you forgive me, but I think I made a huge mistake. Can you be gone in 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Like, this is full circle, man. You can't make this stuff up. Like, so look, I kind of felt like Jules at the end of Pulp Fiction. I was like, all right, bitch, keep cool. Sit down. I'm going to tell you this is going to go. Now, normally, I would have sold those breasts and thighs like fried chicken. But you happen to catch me at a transitional period in my life. And I don't want to pimp you. I want to help you. So I want you to go in that bag right there and pull out my wallet. So one that says bad motherfucker on it. Now I want you to take the money from that wallet. Now that right there, that's enough for a U-Haul, storage locker, and some for first month rent. Now that right there is a gift, all right? You don't owe me nothing. I mean, a blowjob would be nice, but you don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me nothing, all right? Yeah, she didn't move out and she kept the money. But no, she eventually moved out. And like, it was a process. I'm gonna have to Pulp Fiction this whole bit, right? We're gonna have to rewind the track. We're gonna go back and switch this up to when she did tell me what she did for a living. Okay, because right after she told me what she did for a living, she also followed it with, but I hate doing what I'm doing. I don't want to do it anymore, and I want to get a job and change my life. And being the compassionate and caring man that I am, I thought she was full of shit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You don't go cry wolf to somebody else. You know what I mean? Ain't no hooker with a heart of gold, you know? But no. She did have a heart of gold, man. I'm telling you, this woman, like, I watched her change her life in front. She was making strides. She was working less. She was applying for jobs. And she got a job, a real job, with a W-2 and everything. You know? She got a boyfriend. And she seemed happy with this guy. I mean, she only cheated on him once with me. But like baby steps. Yo. No, man. But like watching her change her life gave me like this epiphany. I was like, oh shit, I think I found my true calling. Like, I thought it was to be a comedian. Like, I thought it was to make you people laugh. But apparently, it's to rehabilitate prostitutes by sleeping with them. My dick is the cure, man. I'm telling you. There's something about it when they're having sex with me and they realize that I can't feel it either. And that I'm faking it better than they are. It like scrambles their brain. It's like a reboot. They're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back to school. Oh my gosh, I gotta call my dad. I'm like, he didn't touch me that much. But I was rooting. Hey, as this girl's, I'm rooting for her, right? I was rooting for her, man, to change her life. Like, I mean, I printed out encouragement cards for her. Like, I have a bunch of these encouragement cards left. I'll pass them out after. You know. And these cards, they say, hand jobs $50, blow jobs $500 all night. Cause I was trying to bring her back. I changed my mind. I think I could do this pimping thing. And like, you know, they never blame the guy in the wheelchair, man. Like, I could Kaiser Soze this whole operation. Like, I already know the name of my club, man. It's from Giggles to Jiggles. You know what I mean? We got a comic on stage, lap dances in the back, and I'm totally, yeah, I don't believe that one bit. You know, I always root for people to break away from the chains of sin. You know what I mean? Because I've been blessed to break away from chains of sin myself. You know, like, I could sit up here and honestly tell you that God has gracefully been amazing to me. You know what I mean? And for me to sit up here and tell you that just goes to show you God's not a respecter of persons, you know what I mean? Because I'm clearly fucked up. Like, you hear my stories, you know what I mean? I got all this shit. You know what I mean? So, like, if he could be, like, good to me, oh, you reach out, and he'll be good to you, like, which leads me to end this story and tell y'all tonight about Jesus. Oh, you feel uncomfortable? God, I'm joking, man. This is a comedy night. All right, I'm not going to do that tonight. Yo, and not because I shouldn't. It's just because after spending the night with you, I don't want to run into any of you in heaven. So I'll tell the next crowd. Yo, hey, but I will end on this note. I will end this story on this note, which my man back here, Sean, when I moved to Huntington Beach, he asked me, right away. He asked me, he was like, do you ever get down because you can't walk? And I quickly told him, I said, do you ever get down because you can't fly? And I said, or would you only get down if everyone else could? You know what I mean? Because like, yo, you just focus on what you want to do. Focus on yourself. Get off TikTok. Focus on your shit and do what you want to do. Because like, I believe I could do anything. You know what I mean? Like, except for walk right now. Like, I haven't figured that out yet, man. But I'm waiting on Jesus, man. I'm telling you. But yo, that's the first half. That's the never-ending story bit. Let me take a drink of my water from my throat, and I'm gonna come back and we'll finish this thing. All right. Tonight I want to take you guys on a little trip back to the future. All right. Oh yeah, get ready. It's Universal Studios ride. All right. Now look, everybody hold hands because I got a flux capacitor on this bitch, and it's set for 1995. You guys ready? You guys want to take a trip? Oh, we're not going. We're going. No. You ready? You ready? All right, man. You ready? Let's go back to the future, y'all. That's it. Outside those doors is 1995 right now, man. Nobody go outside till I change it back. But I'm telling you, and it's a beautiful time, man. Yo, forget it's a beautiful time. There's people walking around. Nobody has cell phones. You know what I mean? People are talking to one another. Right now, you'll find kids out there playing, even at this hour, just roaming free in the wild. You know what I mean? And they're only left with one line of defense, and that was don't take candy from strangers. Don't take candy from strangers. That's why you won't find many fat kids out there. You know, those ones got plucked. But like, you know what I mean? But like, don't take candy from strangers, man. You know what I mean? And that's all we needed as kids. I mean, we all played until it got dark and went home safe and sound. Nothing ever happened. I mean, you have a few kids get kidnapped, but that always happens. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that's the price to play, man. Freedom ain't free, man. Tell you. No, but look at. No, but like not only kids are playing in the wild, but men got to play in the wild. You see, because you couldn't share your location back then. You know what I mean? When you there's no cell phone. When you left your house, you literally up and disappeared. Like if you were looking for Tony, you just call Tony's house and be like, "Is Tony there?" And be like, "Yeah, Tony's not here right now." And be like, "Well, I guess I'm done looking for Tony." You know what I mean? But being in the wild, man, you used to have something called game. Remember game? Men used to have game. Men used to have game, yo. Like, men used to have this thing. Like, if a man saw a woman walking down the street, he wanted to get to know. He seen this girl at night with a fat ass. Oh, there's no fat ass in 95. Nice little tight ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. He would do like this mating call, right? And this mating call, it kind of sounded like a car horn. Well, it was a car horn. Men would honk at women back then. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. I don't know what. And even though this has never worked in the history of dating, like you never heard a girl go like, I knew from the first moment Jorge honked at me that he was the one and we've been happily married ever since. You never heard that. Never. But yet men would still do it, man. I mean, it was so common for men to honk at women that if you honked at a guy stuck at a red light, all the women walking around that vicinity would go home that night and be like, yeah, some guy was honking at me earlier, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go nowhere, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, man, but men did have game, yo, because the men used to have the ability to go up to a random woman on the street and convince her to give up her phone number. A lot of times in under a minute. I mean, it was like deactivating a bomb, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you said the wrong thing, it was like cutting the wrong wire. You know, you would explode in your pants. No, you wouldn't explode in your pants. But you'd have to do the walk of shame all the way back to your car, where you would then honk at her. No, but like, oh, I think I get why they honk. They're like, she ain't gonna talk to me anyway. I'm just gonna skip to the end. You know what I mean? No, man. But like now, man. You know what I mean? But nowadays, man, game is not relevant no more. Like these kids nowadays, they only need to have the ability of knowing to do one thing to get a woman, and that's copy paste. All right. If you can copy paste, you can get a girl. I'm telling you. Look at for all you girls that got that message from that cute guy online and that said something witty. I'm sorry, man, but that message has been sent to 50 different women before it ever got to you. All right, y'all, because men are a lot like comedians. When they find a bit that works, they use it. You know what I mean? Yo, like how many? Wait up, give me a little answer. How many of us went to either middle school or high school when students did not have cell phones? A lot of us, yo. And that stuff built character, man. Let me tell you. That stuff, because nowadays you can just hide behind screens and message girls from your mom's basement, you know. It don't take no courage. But like back in the day, you used to have to overcome the fear of calling a girl for the first time. And you had to call her house and have her dad pick up the phone. You know what I mean? Hey, and he was always pissed off when he answered it too. He'd be like, hello. And you'd be like, excuse me, can I bang Jessica? I mean, can I talk to Jessica? You know what I mean? Because he knew what you meant, right? So he'd be like, Jessica, phone. Stop having all these boys call here. Like trying to kill his daughter's game. Like, while simultaneously calling his daughter a hoe. But like, no, man, we used to have to put effort, yo. Like nowadays, what, you swipe right and type Netflix and chill. But like, back in the day, man, we used to write down bullet points of topics of for the conversation, just in case it went stale. Like it was our job to keep things interesting. You know what I mean? Like, we were training to be comedians every night. Like either that or a phone rep. But it was our job to be interesting and keep things funny. Because like I'm saying nowadays, man, these kids ain't fucking interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be interesting if all you do is text message and play video games? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I almost want to tell these kids, like, go out and get kidnapped or something. Come back with a story. You know what I mean? Like, man, I mean, like, no, but even that story be boring, right? Even that story be boring. Like, you know, back in the day, if you got kidnapped and you escaped, that was like an episode of 60 Minutes. You know what I mean? It was like little Timmy was on the side of the road. A van pulls up and says, you want some candy, kid? And Timmy had a weight problem. So Timmy was tied up in the back of the van. But he was still hungry, so he chewed through the ropes. And then he rolls out the back and he takes off on foot to the nearest Catholic church. You know what I mean? And he goes to the Catholic church and he tells somebody out there is pretending, hey, shh, in the back. I hate to say this, but Mom, quiet down. All right. So look at Timmy tells them, someone's pretending to be a Catholic priest out there. You know? So Timmy winds up back in the van. You know? So now he has to escape twice. I'm making this up as I go along, and I'm already interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to Timmy? Like, no, it's not real. All right. But like nowadays, that'd be like an episode of 60 Seconds, right? They'd be like, little Timmy's on the side road, a van pulls up. Timmy yells, hey Siri, call 911, track my whereabouts. I'm about to get kidnapped. I mean, like, van pulls off. Timmy's a hero. He's on every broadcast, like, nothing happened, yo. Everybody check your phones real quick, make sure it's not calling 911, all right? Because first time I did that, 911 dispatched me back, and I was like, oh, I'm a comedian. I'm not kidnapping kids. But anyways. Pressing on. I'm sorry, I need another sip. All right, but like, look it. There was no cell phones back then, man. Back then, only doctors and drug dealers had cell phones. My dad had a cell phone. I wasn't raised by a doctor. But anyways, the point I'm making is that times were different. All right? These are times where kids were afraid of their father. You know what I mean? And I think that's what America's missing, man. Kids having a good old healthy fear for fathers, yo. Because I see the way some of these kids talk to their dad, man, it leaves me in utter awe. Like, I'm in shock. Like I just seen the solar eclipse and the moon is over there. I don't know what to make of it. But like my buddy, right? He had this 10-year-old son, and his son wanted this bag of chips, all right? And he went to the store, bought him his chips, came back, gave him the bag, even opened the bag for him and gave it to him. And I watched this kid right in front of me just dump the bag of chips all on the floor and just look at him like, wrong chips, fool. And I was like, what did I just witness? What just happened, yo? Because all I could think of is if I was a kid and I did that, man, my dad would have broke my dad would have put me in a wheelchair, all right? I went to needed a motorcycle accident to do the job. My dad would have did it just fine. You know what I mean? Yo, no. But like, man, like, okay, look, I used to get spanked, right? That's not a secret. I'm gonna tell you about one time I got spanked. See, now I have a little brother. I have a little brother 5 years younger than me, all right? Now, I was a bully back in the day. Like, how many had older brothers that were bullies? All right, I'm the only asshole. Fuck it. All right, so look at. So I used to play too rough with my brother. My dad got tired of me making my brother cry all the time. So he'd be like, there's a new rule in this house. No matter, if I hear your brother cry when you guys are playing, you get spanked. And I was like, what? That's not fair, man. Like, because it wasn't fair. You know what I mean? Because it didn't take long for my very young and little brother to learn the term extortion. Like, I lost a lot of comic books to this kid's fake cries, let me tell you. But I got him back, yo, because we used to have a BB gun rifle, right? Now look at. Now I convinced my little brother. I said, look at, how about you pump it one time and shoot me, and I'll pump it one time and shoot you. He's like, okay. So he does it, shoots me, I shoot him. I said, let's up the stakes. Pump it 2 times and shoot me, and then I'll pump it 2 times and shoot you. He's like, okay. He pumps it twice, shoots me. Ooh, stings a little more. Then I distract him, and I pump it like 7, 8 times. And then when he looks, I pump it 2 more times so he sees. Now I got a fully loaded BB gun aiming at my little brother, and I could have swore I heard like a voice, a whisper come from this side of the shoulder. It says, send it. And I pulled the trigger, man. I hit him dead center mass. He started crying. I tackle him. I cover his mouth. But it was too late, man. My dad heard the cries. I try explaining that, right? Like, well, we both agreed we pumped it twice. Just, I lost count, you know, like, that ain't gonna work, that ain't gonna work. I mean, I'm saying, no, like, I got spanked so good that day, I couldn't sit down all day, man. I'm telling you. I never thought I'd miss that feeling so much. Yeah. No, but you were afraid of your dad on different levels, man. Let me tell you. Like, for instance, I remember as a little kid, I wanted to watch the movie The Exorcist. And my dad's like, oh, you want to watch The Exorcist, huh? Pretty scary movie. You go ahead and watch that movie. Me and your mama go out to dinner and come back and check on you. All right? Because, you know, they would never let something like an iPad babysit their kids. But like a scary movie might teach them something. So I watched this movie. I was terrified, all right? Like, I mean, I would have rather got spanked. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I went to church, man, so this sucker hit home. All right? So my parents come back, put me to bed. Mom kissed me on the forehead. Good night, son. Dad kissed me on the forehead. Good night, son. And as my dad's leaving the room, he turns the light off, closes the door, and he makes it look like he leaves the room. But he stays in the room. So as I'm just going what I just witnessed in the dark room in my head, my dad's quietly crawling under my bed. And then he starts violently shaking the bed, going, oh, Gabriel, it's the devil, and I'm here to take you tonight with me. And I start screaming, Mom, Dad, the devil's under my bed. And he said, and that was me that told you to shoot your brother. No, he didn't say that part. But I remember I was crying, and then I heard a familiar laugh that sounded oddly like my dad. But I remember in the movie, the devil could make his voice sound like your parents, so I didn't know what to think. I'm sharing my traumas with you tonight, man. This is good stuff. It's good therapy, yo. It's good therapy, yo. I still more than sip, man. I'm telling you, my throat. Back to reality. But I did learn something. I did learn something from my dad's example, man. And that was how to be fearless. That was how to attack the dragon head on. And when you're afraid of something, now that just means you have to do it. Which might be one reason I'm in a wheelchair, so it doesn't always work. But it's a good foundation. It's a good foundation, you know what I mean? Because like I'm telling you, for the past decade or so, we've been having fear pressed on us. You got to be afraid. And like, if you're not afraid, you're looked at as weird. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, and everybody has these phobias. And some of these phobias don't even make sense. Like homophobia, right? Like, homophobia is a term that means you're afraid of gay people. But like, you're not like really afraid of gay people, right? It's like arachnophobia. Arachnophobia is the fear of spiders. So if you see a spider, you're filled with terror and you run the other way. You don't see a spider and go like, oh, I'm afraid that the spider is going to turn me into a spider. You know what I mean? It's like the word don't really fit, you know what I'm saying? Because in that case, the fear would be that you're gay, you know? Or easily tricked. All right, but like, I'm going to turn this whole homophobic word around in a TikTok. Watch, they'll be like, my name's Paul. I'm a homophobic. I'm afraid to look in the mirror. I have to pee sitting down because I'm afraid to grab my dick. I'm just saying, it can go a lot of different ways, man. It can go a lot of different ways, yo. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. Everybody at some point in time has done online dating, all right? Whether you do it now or you've done it before. I can feel the married people get nervous in here. But, like, everybody's made one of these profiles, all right? What's your name? George. What's your range? What's your age gap? You know what I mean? Like when you hit the search button, where do you start and where do you finish? We're on the clock. I'm sorry? 19 to 52. How old are you? How old are you, George? How old are you? I'm sorry? 34. You look younger, that's why I picked you. I picked the wrong guy. But yeah, that's good. Like, but no. Hey, that's good. You look younger. No, because usually when you're young, like if you're in your 20s, you usually have a smaller gap, right? Like, 20 to 4. You know what I mean? And it seems like your choices are endless. But like as you start getting older, like that gap just starts getting wide. You know what I mean? As George knows, you know? Like you'll find yourself lonely at home one night just typing in 8 to 80. I mean 18 to 80. 18 to 80, yo. Yeah, 8 to 80, you got the feds at your door, right? Yeah, 18 to 80. Because I'm a little older than George. I'm 43 myself. And I'm very similar. My range is from 21 to 51, all right? 30 years, right? 21 because I got hopes, and 51 because I'm willing to settle. No. But I think, I believe they're all attractive. Like, I can think a 51-year-old woman could be just attracted to a 20-year-old woman. I'm just saying, the only difference is I approach each generation differently on a first date. Like, for instance, a 21-year-old date, I'm just going to have a good time and enjoy myself. I'm not going with no intentions of getting laid or trying to score or shoot my shot. But a 31-year-old date, it kind of changes. Because then I'm still going to go to enjoy myself. But at the end of the date, when dinner is done, I'm going to shoot my shot, man. I'm going to try to score. You know what I mean? 41-year-old date, it changes a little. Because I'm still going to enjoy myself, but I'm going to shoot my shot and try to score on the way to dinner. You know? Like I'm trying to cross that surf and turf off the menu, you know what I'm saying? Because if she shoots me down, I can make a detour to a taco shop, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a 51-year-old day, man, there's no taco shop. I'm just trying to score, all right? Oh, you don't like basketball? Let's try boxing, all right? A 21-year-old day is like a sparring match, all right? They're just exchanging the gloves. If somebody gets knocked out, wasn't the intention. A 31-year-old date, I'm trying to win at the end of the night by decision. I mean, hopefully her decision, but somebody's deciding, all right? A 41-year-old date, I'm going for the knockout early. I'm not trying to leave it in the hands of the judges. But a 51-year-old date, I'm going in, no socks, no robe, no underwear, man. I'm going in Mike Tyson status, trying to close this in the first 2 rounds. Yo, man. Hey, and now that you know my approach to dating, you'll get why I'm still single. I'm too aggressive for these hoes, man. I'm telling you. No, they're not hoes. I'm too aggressive for these ladies, all right? No, there ain't no ladies no more. I'm too aggressive for these hoes. But I'm just saying, like, being aggressive used to be a good thing, man. Like, now it's, like, frowned upon. Like nowadays, you almost got to be gay to get some pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, yo. Like, the game is all flipped. The game is all flipped. You know what I mean? Like now, I mean, because nowadays, there are more men in their 20s that are single than ever in history. You know what I'm saying? And I think ultimately I blame men, all right? But personally, I blame women because they forgot how easy it is to keep a man. Like, it's been passed down from eons and eons on walls of great-grandmothers. It's only two things to keep a man is keep his balls empty and his stomach full. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Look at. Now look at, man. My parents were married for 30 years, right? And I watched my mom. I didn't watch. I'm sorry. I didn't watch. But I seen how, like, my mom kept my dad home every night with 2 things. One, she could make one hell of a sandwich. I'm telling you like some delicatessen shit. You know what I mean? And she's not even Jewish. You know what I mean? I don't know what like a Mexican version of a delicatessen is. I guess like a torta. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. But like, how your woman makes a sandwich says a lot about. Like, if your girl just throws a piece of bologna and 2 ends of a bread and mayonnaise, like, you have a rough road ahead, man. I'm telling you, you got a rough road ahead. But if your girl makes your sandwich like just the way you like it, cuts it in half, puts chips on your plate, like, man, that's a keeper, yo. And if your girl brings you dip for your chips, or carrots for your ranch for your carrots, whatever you white people eat. But like, I mean, I'm saying like, man, you need to marry that girl, man. You need to marry that girl. Yeah, I don't see any old couples here. Everybody, but somebody's getting guacamole tonight. I know that shit. All right. So, nah, but like, okay, that was the first. Oh, it's not fingers. We got first thing, but the second thing, like I said, without going too deep into it, apparently, my mom could take care of business in the bedroom. All right. Now look, I don't know this because I ever seen anything or ever heard anything. I only know this because, well, my dad would tell me, he's like, boy, your mom's a freak. And I'm like, whoa, Dad, I don't need to hear this. You know what I mean? I'm 7 years old, I kind of felt like Forrest Gump when his principal left his mom's room. He's like, boy, your mama sure does care about your schooling, And I was like, yo. I mean, because my dad hated spending money. Like, did not like spending money. But I got to experience private school, yo. So thanks, Mom. Like, I mean, until I got kicked out, at least. Until I got kicked out. But even when I got kicked out, I used to get spanked for a lot of things. So when I got kicked out of school, I thought I was going to get murdered. I thought, like, I wasn't even in a wheelchair, but I could foresee a wheelchair in my future. You know what I mean? I was like, I thought it was over, yo. But when I got home, my dad was so mad I got kicked out of school, but so happy he didn't have to pay tuition. It was like a stalemate, like nothing happened. He just looked at me like, all right, well, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I don't know how to feel. Like, I was like, all right, nothing happened. All right, just go on my day. Dating, I'm telling you, man, it was the Wild Wild West back in the. It's getting better. Online dating is getting better, right? Because it was the Wild Wild West not too long ago. It was the wild, like, for instance, everybody's been catfished. We've been catfished. But have you ever, like, catfished yourself? Like, convinced yourself you were catfished? But, like, I'll give you an example. All right, like, you ever been, like, you ever been on a date where you pick up this girl at night, and she gets in your car, and she looking good, man. You're like, whoa, I came up, she looking stacked. You know what I mean? You take her to this dim lit restaurant. You know what I mean? You feel good, strutting anywhere like she's with me. You sit down, you're having good conversation, you're laughing at each other's jokes, you're feeling good about the night, promising. And then like halfway in, she gets up to use the restroom and like this real bright lit up area. And like for the first time you're seeing her under bright lights. And then you're just looking at her and you're like, wait a minute, is that a dude? And then your throat closes up and your heart sinks to your stomach and your stomach starts hurting and you start panicking, you know what I mean? And she comes back and the vibe is off, right? And you got like Little Red Riding Hood on your shoulder going, my, what big hands she has. Like, what size shoes are those, And then your paranoia just spirals out of control because then you start imagining with each drink she takes an Adam's apple grows with each gulp, you know what I mean? And you don't know what to do, right? She got a lot of work done. Fake boobs, fake butt, fake lips, fake. And it's like the more fake stuff you get, the more you take away from the natural essence of a woman. So you're taking off for any type of femininity, right? And I'm like, you know what? You got some beautiful hair. That's really beautiful hair. And she goes, oh, these are actually all extensions. And you're like, oh, that's it. You're down and out for the count. Check, please. The drive home is awkward. And she doesn't know why. I mean, unless it's a him, he knows exactly why. He's like, the jig is up. You know what I mean? But the first thing you do when you check home, you check her Instagram or Facebook. And if her Instagram is only like 2 years old, man, you're shit out of luck. I'm telling you. What the hell is that? Okay. Look at it. I'm telling you. But thank God in this case, her Instagram was like way old, went back to when she was younger. And I was like, damn it, Gabriel, you're tripping. Like, you're tripping. She's a woman. Like, but what do you do in that predicament? You can't call her and be like, yeah, I know the first half of the day was going super dope and then things got awkward. It's just like, for a moment, I thought you were a dude. Like, you can't say that, right? You can't say that. And even if you try to convince yourself, like, hey, but it was going good, right? You're still going to be like, yeah, but at some point I did think she was a dude. Like, so this just happened to me then? Fucking I'm alone in this one? All right, now pressing on. Hey, look at, no. My girlfriend told me not to talk about our first date. But no, I'm not in a girlfriend. I'm not in a relationship. But I quit online dating, right? And it wasn't the training scare. I quit online dating because they make you put your height. And I didn't know. It's like, do I put the height that I was? Do I put the height that I'm sitting at? Or should I just put I'm 6'1"? I mean, the girl's not gonna know the difference anyway. It's like until she's lying in bed next to me. But by then it's too late. Shoot, I'm like the Kaiser Soze of comedy, man. I'm just faking this thing until the job is done. I mean, once I become a famous comedian, after my special, I'm just gonna get up and walk away. Look, my name is Gabriel Gomez, man. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope you guys had a good time, man. All right, you guys have a good one, man. Keep pushing, man. Thank you.
Yo, make some noise one more time. Get loud. Gabriel Gomez. Double G. What?